Some of the prices, in the market today, especially when it concerns solar, which is basically my own field and, something I really love doing. There's been a whole lot of fluctuations. There's been an hike in prices and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get into it. It's a weekly overview of solar equipment, from solar panels to batteries and inverters, basically everything you need to know. Solar price hike and fluctuations. This is due to inflation and rise in the dollar. So there's been a lot of hikes here and there. Some of the things that we got, as of last year, they've increased in price, and this is due to the dollar and stuff like that. So you need to be updated on some of these prices and how they change. So top tier equipment prices for the most, reliable brands, and like I said, it's going to be top tier basically. Especially what I have here is top tier, the top tier brands, and the most approximate price from distributors. So I did a compilation of all the major distributors in Nigeria, do the research, and these are the prices, that some of them gave, and they are more of an approximation, and to get to the whole thing. So prices were compiled from multiple Nigerian distributors to give an awesome overview of solar prices. So, like, when I say solar, I don't mean just the solar panels alone. I mean everything that comprises of your solar equipment. That's the solar panels, the battery and inverters. All right, so some of the products that we'll be looking at. So we'll be looking at Era Solar, we'll be looking at J Solar, we'll be looking at Longi, we'll be looking at Canadian Solar, Jinko Solar, which are all solar panel brands. And for inverters, we'll be looking at Growatt inverter, Deye inverter, and also for batteries, we'll be looking at the price of the pylontech battery. All right. So that's basically it right there. Without further ado, let's jump right into the prices for Era Solar for the week. I did some of my research and I found out that currently Era Solar for a 370 watts, these are distributor prices, like I said, is 98,000 naira, and that's some actual price there. So that's 264 64 naira per watt, which is basically cool compared to some of the other brands that I have here. Let's check out the next one. JA Solar. So for a JA Solar at 565 watts, it currently goes for 147,000, which is pretty cool. Not as as expensive as you think, which is compared to Era Solar at 264 naira per watt. We have JA Solar at 260 naira per watt. So if you are going, so that means if JA Solar has 300 watts, it's still going to be at this price. So you can multiply this by the amount of watts that the solar panel actually is. So that's the idea there. All right, so, and also Jinko Solar for Jinko Solar at 435 watts, it goes for 117,500, which is pretty amazing. It's much more expensive than we have Era Solar. I think that's about 4 naira compared to the Jinko Solar. That's 117,500. That's 268 naira per watt, which is a little bit higher than what we have for JA Solar at 260 naira per watt, and Era Solar at 264 naira per watt. So Jinko Solar is it's quite pricey. It's one of the best out there. It's a brand that I will push. It's top tier. It's pretty amazing. And also Jinko and Era. So anyone that you're actually going for, you're basically good. All right, Longi Solar. So let me say this is also going to be an opportunity, for me to actually share some of the brands that I think are the best out there. So some people think, oh, solar panel, it can last long, it's going to do that. They say it's 26 years, at its 26-year warranty and stuff. Many of them will not last that long. Many of them, I've bought solar panels that, just as the name, and that's all. And it's not producing as much as I expected it to and stuff. So you don't just go into the market and think that all the prices are going to be like all the solar brands or solar panels are good. they are not all good. They might not produce as much as you expect it to. They might get spoiled along the way. They might catch on fire. So they still have like risk. And majorly all these top tier brands that I'm actually talking about here, they are one of the basic brands that you can find out there that that are good. They last long. They have good warranty, and they also have distributors here in Nigeria that you can actually check out for. Alright, so Longi Solar at 450 watts is 123,500 naira, which is pretty on the high side. Compared to the other brands that we have at 264, 260, 268, Longi Solar is 274 naira per watt, which is a little bit fair. Alright, so and also Canadian Solar is 660 watt. Canadian Solar goes for 163,500, which is 278 naira per watt. Pretty amazing stuff. Canadian Solar, I think I'm actually going to do a review of why their prices are actually this high, but it's maybe not as high as you think, but something is basically happening here. So a little bit of hike in prices compared to last year, like I said, and Canadian Solar is basically much more. It's way much more than even Longi Solar at 274 naira per watt. All right. So to the inverters, we have Growatt ES5000 48 volt 6000 watt MPPT, and it currently goes for 680,000 naira per watt, which is that's nice. It's not so bad for a 5 kilowatt inverter. Inverters, most of these inverters have actually gone up, like from they've really gone up. I know there was a time this actually went for about 400,000, and I think there was actually another time I actually saw it at 350, which is so it's a pretty big hike. That's a really big hike, but it's a top tier brand, like I said, and it's something that you can always bank on. If you are going for these inverters, you can bank on them, and you can be sure that they're actually going to do what they are supposed to do. So that's Growatt there at 680,000 naira. Also Deye, the 5 kilowatt Deye, I think the PV is 6,500 watts. PV, it's currently at 1.6 million naira. That's pretty amazing. If you don't know, Deye is an hybrid inverter. It's one of the best inverters that you'll find out there. Transformerless, but it has so many features that makes it one of the best out there. High PV voltage. Also, you don't need to get your charge controllers and so many bunk of things that you will find around all this solar equipment and stuff like that. But it comes pretty packaged with one of the best things that it also has remote monitoring. You can monitor on the screen. You can see basically everything that is happening, and a bunch of other things. I think I have a video from some of the review that I did on the Deye inverter, and I will put it up up here so that you can actually check it out, or in the description so that you can actually check that out. All right, so the 5 kilowatt Deye is at 1.6 million. Pretty amazing stuff. All right, and also the pylontech 5 kilowatt 5 kilowatt pylontech Deye. I think I kind of made some mistake here. It has no PV. There's no PV on that side. I didn't change this actual part of this. The pylontech 5 kilowatt pylontech goes for 1.950 million, which is pretty nice. The UP5000. I also talked about I did a review on the UP5000 recently, and it's also a video that you can actually check out, and that's incorporated with Odyssey. You can go check that out, and pretty amazing stuff. It's one of the best batteries that you'll find out there for lithium today. That's pretty good warranty and lasts long. It's one of the best out there, like I said. So that's the compilation that we have for this week. If you want to know you want to know more about all these prices, you have a specific brand in mind, you want to get a weekly overview of some of the batteries, solar equipment and stuff like that is out there, you can reach out to me in the comment section. Let me know what which brand you would like me to check out week in, week out, and it will be an honor to grace that. If I don't have all the information, I would gladly share that I don't and I cannot get it. I've heard people call some brands that I've never heard of, and many of them are not in Nigeria. So specific brands that are in Nigeria. So I'm basically, this is around major distributors in Nigeria currently, and what some of the brands that they have, and majorly a lot of them don't push in a lot of brands out there and stuff. They just have specific brands that people buy. Pylontech is a big brand, Deye is a big brand, a lot of people are using it currently. Victron is a big brand. Maybe I might actually just put Victron up pretty soon for people that actually want some information on that. I would not go all in to give all the prices, so this is actually an approximation of the basic prices that are out there. And if you have questions, I would like to hear them. And yes, a brief of when it concerns questions, I don't have all the answers, but I will make sure that I get the best out there to you, and, something that you can actually relate to. All right, I believe that this was actually exciting for you and it was actually helpful in a way, and I would let's get back to it next week and find out which prices have gone up, which prices have gone down, which prices you can can stay on. And all right, my name is Akonde Olawale. It's nice to have you. Cheers, guys.